Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Third Eye Media. So I'm not going to waste any time. We'll start discussing about the articles which were mentioned on March 22nd. So first topic of the day. Is ED arrest Kejriwal in excise policy case. We all know that Delhi Chief Minister and Aam Admi Party convener Arvind Kejriwal was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate on Thursday on charges of corruption and money laundering in the formulation and execution of the state government's excise policy for 2021-22, which was later scrapped. So I am going to definitely give a detailed video about what is the case all about in my next session or in a weekly sections which we are going to start in our next week. Next, city 8 times more polluted in 2023 report, 2023 versus WHO standards, a report said. While World Health Organization had set 5 microgram per millimeter as PM 2.5 pollution limit, city's annual mean concentration was 39.9 microgram. So World Health Organization set a limit of 5 microgram, but we are having an average of 39.9 microgram, says report by Swiss Air Quality Technology Company. Ambient air quality in Hyderabad in 2023 was within the permissible limits prescribed for the country, but far worse when compared with the standards advocated by the World Health Organization. Yes, according to Hyderabad limits, according to the ambient air quality, we are in proper standards, but when it comes to international standards, we are far behind. A report published by Swiss Air Quality Technology Company IQ Air, the city in 2023 had on average 39.9 microgram of particulate matter with diameter equal to or less than 2.5 micrometers, referred to as PM 2.5 every cubic meter. This almost touches the upper limit of 40 microgram per meter. It is, however, an improvement from the previous year when the PM 2.5 was recorded at 42.4 microgram per millimeter per meter. PM 2.5 describes fine inhalable particles that pose great danger to human health by entering the bloodstream. The Indian National Ambient Air Quality Standards has set the maximum permissible limit of the annual mean concentration of PM 2.5 at 40 microgram per meter. The standards are not constant, they change based on the technological stature achieved by the country. As per the WHO standards, Hyderabad falls in the purple zone on a color-coded map with the pollution levels ranked by the hues of blue, green, yellow, orange, red, purple and maroon, with blue signifying the least polluted regions and maroon the most polluted. As per the map, the city is at least 8 times more polluted compared with the WHO limit of 5 microgram per meter of PM 2.5. New Delhi with 1.2 microgram of PM 2.5 is the world's most polluted city, while Kolkata 47.8 microgram, Mumbai 43.8 microgram are worse than Hyderabad. Bangalore 28.6 microgram and Chennai 28 microgram are far better. This is all about that report. Next, scan QR code to buy unreserved tickets at 14 railway stations. The purchase of unreserved tickets through general booking counters can be done through a quick response code facility introduced as a pilot project at 31 counters spread across 14 stations in the jurisdiction of Secunderabad Division, said South Central Railway on Thursday. This facility is now available at Secunderabad, Hyderabad, Kazipet, Begumpet, Warangal, Manchiryal, Lingampalli, High Tech City, James Street, Mahbubabad, Bellampalli, Fatehnagar Bridge, Sirpur Kagaz Nagar and Vikarabad stations. Next, Karnataka Governor returns amendments to endowments bill. So recently, many news are coming with respect to Election Commission as well as our governor powers and president powers. So you please go and refer the polity notes of your polity notes and articles related to governor and their powers and functionaries, as well as with respect to president and your legislature and the state relations and the power distribution between center and state. All those things are very important, especially the federal features. So let us discuss in the article. Let us go into the article now. Move comes as a setback to the Congress government. INA setback to the Congress government. In a setback to the Congress government, amendments to the Karnataka Hindu Religious Institutions and Charitable Endowments Act 1997 that were cleared in the recently concluded budget session amid opposition from the BJP has been written by Governor Tawarchand Gehlot. Seeking clarifications on the Karnataka Hindu Religious Institutions and Charitable Endowments Bill 2024, the governor has sought to know if the state government has conceptualized any legislation to encompass their religious bodies in similar fashion. Thawarchand Gehlot, the governor has also pointed out that amendments brought to the bill earlier in 2011 and 2012 had been struck down by the Dharwad bench of the Karnataka High Court. The High Court's decision has been challenged in the Supreme Court, which has stayed the High Court order. The case is in stage of final hearing, he said. It is necessary to get more clarification on whether the amendments can be made while the case is pending, his office informed the government. Next, Zomato drops Pure. In my previous sessions also I have mentioned about this particular news. So, Zomato drops Pure from its new feature. Zomato on Thursday said it has dropped the word pure from the name of its new mode meant to cater to the dietary preferences of 100% vegetarians. This mode will now be called Veg Only mode. Dedicated fleet of delivery partners for the vegetarian only mode will in no way be visually distinguishable from its other delivery partners. For example, if you are a vegetarian person, if you want to get delivered from a vegetarian person only, then you can actually go for it, but they will not wear any green uniform from now. Next, Supreme Court stays government notification on establishing fact check unit. This was all about the social media content, right? So they were actually trying to curb social media content which is actually trying to spread misinformation about with respect to central government. So we have already discussed in our last session. Just go back and check that. The court's stay will operate till the third judge in the Bombay High Court decides the question of validity of provisions of Rule 3B 3BV of 3B5 of the Information Technology Rules 2021. So it has been stayed, that particular act has been stayed or that rule has been stayed until further judgment will be given. The Supreme Court on Thursday stayed a government notification of March 20 establishing the Press Information Bureau's Fact Checking Unit PIB-FCU to act as a deterrent against the creation and dissemination of fake news or misinformation regarding the business of the center. The bench said the implementation of the March 20 notification would remain stayed until a third judge of the Bombay High Court took a final call on the validity of provisions of Rule 30 of X, Rule 30 of 10 of the Information Technology Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethic Code Rules 2021. Next, panel to study scope of altering power lines in the busted habit. Very important is about the busted habitat, not about the power lines. The Supreme Court on Thursday constituted an expert committee to balance the conservation and protection of the endangered great, so it is in the category of endangered, that is endangered great Indian bustard bird population with the country's international commitments to promote renewable sources of energy. The large winged birds are on the brink of extinction, and one of the causes is frequent collision with high-powered power cables running adjacent to its core habitats in Gujarat and Rajasthan. So its core habitat is Gujarat and Rajasthan, and it comes under the category of endangered. What is the bird name? Great Indian bustard bird. Next, Ministry of Environment tightens rules on bioplastics. Biodegradable plastic involves plastic goods being treated before they are sold. We have two kinds. That is, one is biodegradable and one is compostable. So, which are the categories? First category, biodegradable plastic, involves plastic goods being treated before they are selling. If you are treating them, they are called as biodegradable. Compostable plastics, on the other hand, they also get degraded, but require industrial or large municipal waste management facilities. So, we cannot do it on our own. We require large municipal waste management facility. Next, a new set of amendments to India's Plastic Waste Management Rules 2024 made public last week defines biodegradable plastic as not only capable of degradation by biological processes in specific environments such as soil, landfill, but also as materials that do not leave any microplastics. It should also get degradable and should not left any remains of that particular product. Microplastics have been reported as a major source of pollution affecting rivers and oceans. Several firms were left in the lurch as the Central Pollution Control Board, which is a nodal agency which is looking over the prevention of this pollution, refused to provide them with a provisional certificate to license their product as biodegradable. This is because the CPCB only considers biodegradable a plastic sample that has 90% degraded, and such a process takes at least 2 years. So, it is not given any provisional certificate or license to those companies which are actually providing these plastics as biodegradable, because it is saying that until unless a plastic is considered to be degraded 90%, it is not going to provide such sort of license to them. Next, at IFFI last year, government denied not to screen 4 foreign films. The Union government denied permission to screen 4 films set in the Gaza Strip, Turkey, Hungary and Bhutan at the 54th International Film Festival of India held in Goa last November, according to records from the Information and Broadcasting Ministry. There are many reasons behind it. It is basically to avoid hatred against these conditions or the turmoil conditions which are actually happening in these countries. It has actually denied permission to screen out these films in India. Further more details are need to be yet confirmed. We hope that we will get some other news with respect to this article in the coming sessions. Next, RBI finalizes framework for SROs in regulated entities. Reserve Bank of India on Thursday said it had finalized the omnibus framework for recognizing self-regulatory organizations. SR stands for self-regulatory organizations for its regulated entities. Each sector of regulated entities, including fintechs, will have separate SROs, and with the finalization of the framework, the RBI will receive applicants from various entities seeking to get SRO status. An SRO is expected to operate with credibility, objectivity and responsibility under the oversight of the regulator to improve regulatory compliance for healthy and sustainable development of the sector to which it caters. Now, each and every organization is going to have its own self-regulatory organizations to look into its financial matters. Now, another article is India screwed up, how US lobbied to reverse laptop rules. We all heard a news recently in Instagram that most of the laptops, that is Dell laptops, HP laptops, Dell laptops, or the laptops which are coming from US have been imposed some tariff barriers, right, to promote Atmanirbhar Bharat or self-reliant India, to improve domestic production. India reversed a laptop licensing policy after behind the scenes lobbying by US officials, who however remain concerned about New Delhi's compliance with the WTO, that is World Trade Organization obligations and new rules it may issue, according to US officials and government emails seen by Reuters in August. India imposed rules requiring firms like Apple, Dell and HP to obtain licenses for all shipments of imported laptops, tablets, personal computers and servers, raising fears that the process could slow down sales. Next, basically that is a move to actually promote domestic production of our Indian companies. Next, Sri Lanka may secure moratorium from IMF on debt owed to India. So, IMF is nothing but International Monetary Fund. It basically provides financial assistance to all those countries which are actually seeking help, so that they could actually better make their country's financial setup better. Okay, Sri Lanka is close to finalizing a debt treatment plan with India and the Paris Club, sources familiar with the negotiation said, pointing to a likely moratorium of up to 6 years and a reduced interest rate during the repayment period. As many as 17 countries that have extended loans to Sri Lanka formed the committee last year for ease of debt restructuring negotiations. China opted to stay out of the platform but has been attending its meeting as an observer. So, Sri Lanka has actually developed a plan which it is going to implement, so that the debts, whatever the debts it had need to pay, will be returned to the respective countries. Arab League laud's India's Palestine policy. India has displayed steadfast dedication to the cause of Palestine by extending humanitarian assistance and by supporting a two-state solution to Israel-Palestine crisis. Israel-Hamas crisis is nothing but Israel-Hamas policy. India is taking a stance where it wants a peaceful resolution. Arab-based said the Thursday. So that's all for this day. That's all for this date. So I hope you are enjoying. Let's meet in the next session. Thank you.